Hello and welcome to another episode of Honest to a Malt with myself, Duncan, aka Whiskey Tip, and Mike, aka Whiskey Wings. And we've just been spending the last few minutes talking about how good tracks were from 1991.
Unbelievable, because we are episode 91, but I quickly searched tunes from 1991 and it is endless. Losing My Religion, R.E.M. Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Boom.
Summertime, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Blur, There's No Other Way. Oh my God. There's no other way. It ain't over till it's over. Lenny Kravitz. We're down with OPP, Naughty by Nature. Absolute class.
What was you said Queen as well?
Show Must Go On.
Music was so much better before sort of 2010.
The 90s, unfriggin' believable. The Chesney Hawkes, the one and only, was a 1991.
Oh, my days.
Vic Reeves, Dizzy, poignant. We'll come back to that. Put a pin in it. Vic Reeves, that is fucking poignant. Yeah.
It is. Talk to me about Vic Reeves and his bird art.
Well, when are we going to get into that?
Well, we'll have to. We saw that at Whisky Live.
Whisky Live, which we're going to.
Whisky Live. So we but before we get to that, Mike, what is the name of the episode today?
So, as I've said, it is episode 91, and it is 2 shows, Smash Glass.
All right. Yeah. 2 shows in London that have been recently attended.
And one show where I have never seen so many people smash glasses. It was like eating at a Greek restaurant, but for Glen Cairns.
Yeah.
Or for Capitas.
There's a Greek restaurant across the street and they're just standing there holding the plates in hand going,
yeah, I really like that, Dram.
Stop stealing our thunder, guys.
Just fucking new glass. Doesn't work like that, mate. You get 1 glass, that's it.
Drink it out of your hands now. There you go.
Whisky Live.
Whisky Live, Whisky Live, and then you also attended
the Welcome to Whisky, which is the Whisky Exchange show for beginners, I guess is the best way to term it. And
good show for you then, wasn't it?
Oh, God, I learned so much. Fucking prick. You're going to have that bite. You can have that bite.
If you would like Mike to attend a whiskey show for beginners with you, he is available for hire.
Yeah. I mean, genuinely, that was a fucking... We'll get into it, but
just whilst you're on calling me a prick, again, before we start recording the episode today, we always have a wee bit of a chat. Talk to me about what happened on Sunday. What was the bottle of whiskey that you didn't get?
Scott's Whisky Auctions, as you get to the run-in towards the end, I always just start cheap, work my way up, and I'm like, Wireworks Cadoro? Hello? What the hell is this?
And you pronounced it correctly.
It's 30 quid. I put in a cheeky little 35 bid. Well happy. Taking this home. Some fucking prick goes and puts on a 40 quid bid, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because turns out it's fucking dickhead. We were bidding against each other.
And usually we're semi-intelligent enough to message each other and say, hey, look, here's my list. And we just didn't do it on Sunday. And that's
we've recently talked about this whiskey. You're not bidding on it, are you? Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Oh, fuck.
And what went through my head was just, £35, that's too cheap for someone to have that. I'm going to get it for 40. That's all that went through my head. So
I was quite happy with I ended up with only one buy in the end, which was a Lochley Cask Strength.
Right, nice.
I think I got it for 40 quid all in.
You know, I got the Cadoro. I also got the a Glen Scotia First Fill 8-year-old from Loch Fyne Whiskies.
Class.
For £45. That's screaming summer. Unpeated Scotia.
Beautiful.
8-year-old, perfect age, 8 to sort of
there
10,
were some
11 years old.
Good old bargains in the looks of that one. Again, if you had 200 quid burning a hole in your pocket, you could have bought some really old whiskey.
33-year-old Loch Lomond from, I think, like first editions or something like that, went for 180 quid.
Madness.
That's like ex bourbon. So exactly how you want it to be.
I'm just checking the list to see if Madness had any hits in 1991, and I don't think they did. Shame.
What did Pantera definitely had a couple of hits or albums in 1991? Not that you listen to Pantera, but what about Rage Against the Machine? Did they have a big hit in 1991?
Paula Abdul.
Paula Abdul. Yeah.
It's not bringing it up, mate.
Right.
Give it away now.
That's Red Hot Chili Peppers.
It is.
Very nice.
I wanna drink you up. I wanna drink you up.
So talk to me about what's been in your glass and what's been up your arse these last week or so.
What's been in my glass, and you can probably see, it hasn't been in my glass for very long because I've made some dents. Not often I get through a bottle so quickly and then buy a second one. I am halfway through the wonderful Master of Malt April Fool's bottle. It wasn't an April Fool's, the Dalry Milk, which was I think it was a 16-year-old grain from North British, matured in sherry casks, had some chocolate notes, but just classic grain.
You mentioned
taste.
it was Palo Cortado or Palo Cortado in the mix.
I think they did say Palo Cortado on there, which is why I've got a bit of a semi and bought another one. Again, there you go, Oloroso and Palo Cortado cask.
Right.
2-to-1, glass and a half, not quite, Oloroso and Palo Cortado. And again, that's why, for obviously, if you're not familiar with the bottle and you're listening, it's essentially got the dairy milk label on the front of it. And it was just a great bit of marketing from Master of Malt. Cadbury's saw the funny side, apparently, let them sell it for like a week and then went, yeah, you can take it down now. And they did a really good clip of a sad monkey with drumsticks.
They should have got like Sam Simmons. Is it Sam Simmons? Or
Yeah, it was Sam who blended it.
Yeah, of course it was. But like they should have got Sam Simmons dressed in a gorilla suit, sat on the drums doing Phil Collins as well.
Yeah.
Gone the whole
That would
hog.
have been absolute class. Yeah.
Like, you know, I can feel it. Was it Phil Collins? I can feel it in the air tonight.
Yeah. I can feel it in my glass tonight.
No.
Oh no, you can't, 'cause it's empty. Yeah, lovely dram. If you keep an eye out, if they start going at auction cheap, I'll be buying another one because I really enjoyed that. I like a bit of North British, and I don't often consider buying them young, but with the mention of sort of like Palo and everything else, I was like, too good to miss, and I'm glad I did because it's delightful.
Wonderful. Sounds good. Anything else been in your glass?
Shit ton of whiskey at festivals.
Yeah, we'd have to do the festival separately, won't we?
Yeah, drunk a hell of a lot. I'll cover those off as we go through. I'll only cover off the picks from each show.
So before we get to that then, what's been up your ass?
Do you know what? Not a lot. I am pretty zen. It's been a good couple of weeks. I've been chilled, sun's out. The only thing that's fucking obviously slightly annoying is some fucking crazed American ruining the world. But I mean, other than that, crashing global economies left, right and centre, it's all been pretty hunky-dory. And I mean, I hate the fact that people are looking at me for wearing my LA Chargers hat because it's got a big American flag on the side. I feel like a Tesla owner. I feel like I'm going to get spat on just for having an American
That's
flag.
horrendous.
Yeah, I still love America. Not your leadership, but your people are still good. And fuck me, what a calamity. I saw a comedian, I can't remember who said it, and it's like they wake up, open the news in the morning and be like, what's he fucking done today? And the most concerning bit is when you open the news in the morning and there's no story because you're like, fuck. If he hasn't made the news, what the hell is he doing for 2 days? He's fucking something else up.
Yeah, probably just doing that dance he does for like 2 days.
Crazy fucking times we're living in, mate. Crazy times. But I mean, other than that, fucking glorious. Sun's out. It's beautiful. Lara was away. She went to Vienna with work, and that was good. What was really made me happy was how much you fucking bit about not having cigars.
Oh yeah,
because I was like, Lara's picked me up these little Zeno cigars, 500 quid a pop in London shops, and they were 150 quid.
I bit immediately.
Sent it to you.
Where's my cigars?
Hoping for like a bit of like, oh, well done, mate. That's going to be a really nice smoke. You're like, I want them. Tell him to get me this. Like, mate, she's already in the fucking flight.
Yeah.
Well, I'll buy half. Fuck off. I got 25, not 250.
I said, well done. They look good. After that, I mean,
gritted tea meant nothing. After you've bit, it meant nothing.
No, that's not true. When anybody sends you a picture like from an airport like that, you immediately, because you know if they're in the airport right then and there, you've only got like a couple of minutes before they go to the till. So my immediate answer is, are you at the till? Can you get me some? Like always, just default.
Yeah.
If you really want to upset people, message them when you know they're busy, just pictures of cigars at airports, and then just go, did you want some? Knowing they can't answer.
I'll do that next time she flies.
Yeah. Same with duty free. Did you want some sort of bargain price on a bottle of whiskey?
Yeah.
Just keep, if you want to wind your friends up, save pictures of duty free cigars and duty free whiskey. That's incredible deal. Incredible. And then just message them when you know they're in a meeting at work, and they come out of the meeting and go, oh my God, you didn't even tell me you were going to Amsterdam.
Class.
You say, oh, sorry, you've missed it now. Sorry about that.
Yeah. That your bite made me very fucking happy. I had a good old belly fucking laugh. It's like,
I'm glad to please you.
I immediately fucking messaged Paul going, just pick these up. Duncan's fuming I didn't get him any. Lols. And he was laughing.
I got some cigars recently or something, so I shouldn't complain really.
No.
I actually sat and smoked a Davidoff anniversary today, and I got some random stuff. I've got like someone gave me some sort of Eagle Open Monte Cristo or something. These are some like
nice.
big big cigars, right?
Yeah.
So
Zeno Robusto they are. I think they are Davidoff.
they sound like good value, but they're Honduran or Nicaraguan, aren't they?
Nicaraguan, I think they are. And I smoked it at least an hour today.
Nice.
Yeah.
I smoked one today. We both had a cigar in the beautiful sunshine.
Cigar, coffee, glass of water so I don't throw up.
I had mine with, speaking about what's been in our glass, with this Speyburn 18 with the wife's dad.
I assumed you had some like morning juice shot.
No.
No, just breakfast whiskey.
This was late afternoon. This 18-year-old Speyburn 18, which was a Somerton Club bottle, but obviously you could buy it from a shop for about 83, 84 quid. So Dan just got everybody a discount down to the £60. Good job, Dan. And it's good. It's very good. The reason it's very good is it's got a nice balance in the orchard fruits, kind of like the apple, and then you get a bit of the toffee and the raisin coming through, a little bit of citrus, slight spice kick, very smooth. I mean, very smooth. And the tiniest whiff of smoke.
A little waffer of smoke.
A waffer of smoke. So I don't think I've had Speyburn 18.
I haven't.
Maybe ever. Certainly not in a long time. And it's really good. It's a really good value 18-year-old. Even at 83 quid, it'd be good.
Okay, quick, no thinking. You've got 3 seconds to answer. Loch Lomond or Speyburn? 1, 2,
Loch Lomond?
3.
What?
18.
Oh, on the 18?
Yeah.
I wish I was doing them side by side.
3, 2.
Loch Lomond 18.
Boom. There we go. Okay. So good, but it's no Loch Lomond.
Because it has in it, this Loch Lomond has this sort of, also has the kind of toffiness and stuff in it, but it has this other note in it that I really like, which some people say they don't like.
Yeah.
But I like that note, that sort of earthy note that comes through in it. I think that's probably, I think it's an earthiness. It's something in there, or maybe a slight weirdness in it. And I really like that note.
I was chatting to the guys on the Loch Lomond counter at Welcome to Whiskey, or Intro to Whiskey, whatever it's called. And I was like, no, I'm only having like kettle drams, and then I don't want them. And she went, oh, okay. And I was like, chatting away. I went, oh, fuck it, I'm standing there, I'll have an 18. I was like, delightful, thank you.
Still here, right?
Yeah.
I've got poured in my glass today from Brian, one of the many Brians.
Motorbike Brian or Spreadsheet Brian?
The other Brian.
Yeah, Motorbike Brian.
We probably have to get nicknames for everybody.
I like Motorbike Brian.
Motorbike Brian, yeah.
For reasons we can't say.
That's good, that.
Yeah,
very good. So rare fine 27-year-old 1994 Highland blend 52.3%. I just fancied it, so thanks.
Nice.
I've had that sitting in a glass now for 30
I've
minutes.
drunk all your samples as well, Brian, that you sent me. Bardstown was like
Bardstown's good.
Really juicy Knob Creek. Really like that. I'll definitely be looking at auctions for those, see if I can pick up a cheeky little Bardstown. What else did I have? Blantons. I mean,
Straight to the barrel, right?
It is what it is. We've got a couple of Blantons at them. Standard, decent whiskey. Still think Eagle Rare's better. Yeah. Stag Junior, definitely fucking better.
Stag Junior was incredible. I hadn't tried it until that point.
Yeah.
Very good.
What's been up your arse other than cigars?
Well, this was a funny one. I saw, because you mentioned Master and Malt earlier, the gentleman who does some of the Whisky Live videos has a sort of Australian style haircut. He did a video recently about pickleback, which I quite rate. You know, when you have like a shot of whiskey and then a shot of pickle juice.
Okay.
Some people think that's madness, but I actually think it's kind of cool. Like, I like it. I really like the sweet and savoury. So I'm fully on board with what he's saying.
I saw Macaulay Culkin's brother doing that, little brother.
What, in real life?
No, just online. I wish I'd seen him in real
That story
life.
was almost amazing, and then it was a complete fail. You're like, yeah, down my local. What was he doing down your local?
He's in the Devonshire having Guinness and pickle juice.
Point is, the bourbon that he used was larceny.
Oh,
right. That must have really rubbed some people up the wrong way, because that's a good bourbon, isn't it?
decent bourbon.
Decent bourbon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that'll be getting brought up shortly when we go on to Whisky Live.
Seamless links. I got caught in a really bad rainstorm the other day driving.
I wondered what you were going to say, but yes.
I got
caught. Yeah,
I got caught in a very heavy shower.
Really bad situation.
Yeah. And I was obviously driving, and you know, like it was on the a dual carriageway, and buckets. One of the heaviest rainstorms I've been in since I can remember, since actually riding motorbikes through Croatia. Yeah, maybe one time in Cambridge, but like some of the heaviest rain seen, and there was like a river forming on the river, so you could feel the traction was going on the wheels. I just ploughing on anyway, you know, but. Yeah. But what there's three, so it wasn't dual carriage, there's actually 3 lanes at one point, right? And 2 of the lanes, you know, when the lorries have been going down them and there's grooves in the roads over time. So I just moved into the third lane, which doesn't have lorries in, and there's just loads of traction. And all these cars were struggling in lanes 1 and 2. What's been up my arse is the absence of common sense from people to use the lane, which didn't have channels in it, where they wouldn't be going in and out of basically deeper water.
Grip and no grip.
And I could just see the fear in them as they're driving there and like panicking driving. I'm thinking, just go in the lane where you've got more grip. It's like people's brains had lost their minds. So I'm like steaming past them in the fast lane. They probably go, that guy's going to die. No, I'm not, because I'm in the lane with grip.
I'm in the only fucking lane. There's no one in front of me, and I'm obviously sticking to the speed limit.
Absolutely, fully within the speed limit.
Yeah,
fully, right
maybe
on the
within
edge.
10% plus 2.
Yeah,
but
fully within the bit where you can't get done for speeding.
Yeah,
including
exactly.
all of absolutely. Yeah. As buckets are coming down from the sky, I'm just watching people lose their minds.
I love it, especially like when I go home to Wales and you hit like there's always a random storm somewhere, and it's usually on that bit on the M4 where it's like brand new tarmac, and people just hang to lane 1, and I'm like, boom, outside lane, just going, loving this, absolutely loving it.
You're that guy that's warming up your tyres when you just go side to side, getting ready.
Sideways, spin out, fuck.
Lara's going, what are you doing, Mike? I'm warming the tyres up. You never know. Keep them warm. You never know.
Think of the kids.
Rolling start. It's a rolling start. Anyway, so we've got 2 whiskey shows to talk about today.
Yes.
We've already discussed the Dowry milk, which is now, I think, going to be infamous in whiskey folklore in some years to come.
I'd be disappointed if it wasn't due to the way it was taken down.
We've discussed the magic of Speyburn 18 from Somerton Club. And I'm actually very excited about the next release from Somerton, which will come out soon. And Somerton will have a festival soon, May, right?
17th of May. And I know that because I'm trying to move things around so I can come.
Amazing. We look forward to having your highness there at the, there's a throne ready for you.
It's St. Albans, isn't it?
Yeah. It's such a good day out.
Beautiful.
If it's anything like the last 2, always a beautiful sunny afternoon, which probably means this year it'll probably piss it down.
Take the bike. No, don't take the bike.
When it is a beautiful sunny afternoon, I don't think there's many better places to be, because it's basically just a lovely pub with whiskey stands in a very lovely pub garden, terrace garden.
Nice.
It's
perfect.
Like, if you'd have like a dream about how you would have a whiskey festival if you owned a pub.
Yeah.
That would be it. Perfect. Yeah.
Speaking of Dream Whiskey Festivals.
Speaking of Dream Whiskey Festivals. Yeah, so we did 2. We both attended Whisky Live.
Yes.
And then you also went into went to the to Welcome to Whisky, Whisky Exchange. So let's do Whisky Live first then. We were both there on the Friday. You did the Saturday as well.
Friday, I did the Saturday, and I think there were a few stars of the show for me. What I liked the most was discovering a company called Vintage Bottlers. Yeah. Because they had some bangers.
Yeah, the good blends.
So on the Saturday, every hour they opened a different bottle and they rang a bell and there's like crowds gathering around. Really
is that
good,
what they did?
Yeah, really good atmosphere.
So on Friday it was just really chill, wasn't it?
So they opened a Campbelltown 32-year-old Scotia, obviously. And what else? They did a Lafroig 32.
On the Saturday?
Yeah.
Wow.
Banging drams on the hour, people fighting to get near it. They've done some really good, like, they had a bloke with a big camera on a stick and just got people fucking throwing glasses at them. But yeah, great couple of lads and lass on the stand. Yeah. And
these were the people that had the Vic Reeves artwork with the 4 birds and the 25-year-old blended.
So they got 4 different 25-year-olds. Whiskies, blends, and they were just like, right, we'll do something different. And one of the lads was just sat in his house and has got a piece of original Vic Reeves or Jim Moyer artwork on the wall. He went, do you know what?
I'm glad you said artwork, otherwise people would be looking for Vic Reeves. It's been dismembered somewhere. It's just legs stuck to someone's wall.
And he rang him and said, would you be interested in doing this? Obviously for a fee. And he was like, yeah. Happy days. So he's drawn Scottish birds in his own flamboyant style. And there's a different one on each of the 4 bottles. And you could also buy the whole series with an original print signed by Mr. Reeves or Moyer.
Which I felt was very reasonable. If I was feeling incredibly flush at the moment, I'd be all over that.
If I'd have had the cash, happily, obviously because of Trump and everything else, no one's got fucking cash to spare currently. So if you were going to buy one of his prints anyway, signed, you're looking at probably 400-500 quid. Throw in 4 25-year-old blends as well.
I think it was 1,400 all in, wasn't it?
Yeah. decent.
I mean, I felt like it. Look, listen, having tried the blends,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be opening them and just keep the empty bottles next to them.
Yeah.
Have one every Christmas for 4 years or something.
Yeah, fill it with tea so it looks like his thing and just fucking reseal it.
Yeah,
Put it on
fill it
eBay.
back up with tea or
Yeah.
reseal it. Send it off to auction.
Yeah,
Done. Job
exactly.
done.
Yeah. But yeah, they were a really cool company. They have also bought or set up a barrel warehouse over on Campbelltown, right by on the same airfield as the new distilleries, which is
okay.
quite handy. They're going to be importing
Smart.
cigars. They're going to have a cooperage on site.
Wow.
All sorts. I'm like, you guys have hit things at perfect timing.
Wow,
Like,
they're really going big, aren't they?
yeah, I'm like, how
Was
you've
that
managed to like
vintage bottlers?
yeah, vintage bottlers. So that was like Whiskey Highlights. Again, great company, really good people.
Well, you've gone
Go on.
straight into it. So what you've done is you've gone straight into, you're like the shiny thing. You've gone
Yeah.
straight into like your favourite moment from the 2 days, which is lovely. We should clarify that this show was in Woolwich at the
the old fireworks factory, I think it was.
Yeah, so I didn't get to. So this is not the responsibility of the people that obviously do the show. I decided to take the train down.
Yeah.
And so therefore I changed at Stratford and I got on the DLR to go down. And the DLR through that part of the Docklands is always a bit dicey. For a start, there's no train driver, right? But
Oh, don't give the TFL ammo for fuck's sake.
but aside from that, that wasn't what I meant. But aside from that, there was two people in front of me. One was half dressed, and the other one, I presume her son or something. He was rapping into his phone, and then
Oh,
somebody
wow.
else, and then somebody else got on and sat next to me about 2 seats away, and they genuinely smelled like they had passed some previously eaten food into their underpants.
Oh,
And I was like, oh my days. And then something else happened. And I was like, that's the problem with Southeast Docklands. And I say that as somebody that lives in London is
yeah.
the travel to that. And then you got to the station, short walk, fine. You get to the fireworks. It's a lovely part of that area. But the walk from the station to that area, not so nice, right?
Yeah, I was explaining to people there. I was like, it looks lovely, but I wouldn't be wanting to walk around here at night on my own, put it that way. Yeah. But venue itself,
Very big, spacious, modern.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice. Yeah.
still
So
prefer the HAC. I'm sure it costs a lot less than the HAC.
that's the artillery company.
Royal Artillery Company, in just down by Old Street.
Yeah, and that means you can walk from Liverpool Street, so that's always an absolute crap. And then I feel like they get footfall from people who just like come out of the office and just go, hang on, is there a whiskey show on, lads?
Guaranteed. Yeah.
Or ladies.
Fucking wonderful. Let's pay.
Yeah, and then they just all roll in. Like
Gilets for days.
Speaking about gilets for days,
Yes.
there was a lot of gilets on that stand.
Yeah.
The gilet crew was out.
Yeah.
Best gilets at the show. There was a couple of companies who
Best
were
gilet, worst whiskey knowledge, apparently.
Yeah, there was a couple of companies there really involved in sort of cask trading and stuff like that. And so this was one of those companies. Let's talk through the stands who were there not involved in cask trading. Jura had some representation.
Jura, Fetterken,
Vatican, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Glen Murray. You had all the sort of whiskey award stands, so like America, Europe, Asia.
Yeah, it was a little sparse, if truth be told. So
Yep.
there wasn't that much, but there was plenty of whiskies to try still going
Yeah.
round, and there was a lot of food
Oh
options
my God.
outside.
The Chinese whiskey.
I didn't try the Chinese whiskey.
It was decent. It tasted like Cavalan. And the lady on
They
the stand.
probably just copied Cavalan, to be honest.
The lady on the stand used to work at Cavalan.
I bet there's some people from Cavalan locked up somewhere in a Chinese basement.
100%. Absolutely. So it was like decent enough, but she was like, right, I'm going to give you a whistle stop tasting. And I was like, yeah. And I had 9 pours in, I'm going to say 6 minutes.
Record time.
She was. What do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? I was like, I need some water and to slow down, frankly, is what I need. Yeah, lots of Chinese companies. And there's a Vietnamese chap or a Vietnamese distillery walking around with Colin Hampton White. I didn't get to try it, but people said the Vietnamese whiskey was amazing.
Right.
I'm trying to think what else there was.
Well, I tell you, hang on, I can do one.
Go on.
A new front runner for the best luxury whiskey liqueur.
Oh, yes.
I think it's called Five Farms.
Yeah.
I had some, it's basically like, we both were like a luxury whiskey liqueur because we tried that one from Two Stacks, didn't we?
Yeah.
Right? This one I think is better, but we weren't trying them side by side. for 5 farms. They're taking all the dairy, all the milk, the creamy milk from 5 different farms in, I guess, around Cork in Ireland.
Irish, so you get the terroir of the milk.
Yeah. What they said was basically they have a much higher mix of Irish whiskey in there. So apparently, I never knew this, but in Bailey's, they only have to have 1% of Irish whiskey in it to be able to call it Irish whiskey. I mean, that's ridiculous. So with this, it's like 10% and up or something like that. And the quality was much better. But basically, it had the sort of Bailey's type taste, much more luxurious, but it also had quite a lot of butterscotch running through it in this kind of blue milk bottle type, your traditional milk bottle with the pop thing on top. Anyway, I bought one for the missus because it was Mother's Day, which is now at home.
It was lush.
Honestly, I could have had half a pint of that and I would have been happy, right?
Yeah, the only negative is that they wouldn't give me a cowbell.
Yeah, you must have asked like 3 times as well.
What do I need to do to get one of these cowbells?
To wear it around your neck. You got to go on all fours and moo. That's what
You're
you have
not
to do.
having it. You're not having it. And I was like, give me the fucking cowbell.
Do you think it was because you were saying, give me the fucking cowbell that they didn't give
Could
it
have
to you?
been.
Could have been.
Yeah. And it's because I was going up, more cowbell.
So there was that. And then talk us through the best stand at the show. You know where I'm going with this.
Bourbon.
The bourbon stand was the best stand. For our American listeners,
Yeah.
you heard us right. The bourbon stand was the best stand at the show.
Yeah. Do you know why it was the best? Because I basically fucking worked it. Because the geezer on there, bless him, he's like, I don't know anything about this. I'm just a barman.
You just stood there and took over. What do you want? Come on.
And I'm like, people are coming up and asking questions. He's like, I don't know. I'm like, right, that one's this, that one's that. And I'm like, it's like the rum all over again. I was in the zone.
It did have some good ones, didn't it? They had a whole shelf of bourbons, and they rotated with the 5 that they had on the front of the stand. So there was Larceny. There was the
Larceny cask strength. You had Boulder Spirits all over the auctions, but the cask strength one. The cask strength one is outstanding, like 60%. Great Jones bourbon. They had Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which is like, you don't see it.
I love that.
Lush. And then for me, always one of my favorite American whiskies, Distillery 291 out of Colorado. And I think they had their Aspen casks, I think it was. Just like a heavy rye whiskey. But oh my God.
They were so good.
Stunning. The next day they brought out, they had Blanton's Gold Barrel as well. Jefferson Ocean. Loads of really, really good bourbons.
I think they had the Blantons on the Friday as well, but I wouldn't be surprised me if they changed some bottles in between the 2 days. So are we saying then that we thought the best 2 stands for the show for whiskey, there was only one best stand for luxury whiskey liqueur. That was 5 farms.
Cowbell.
But cowbell. No cowbell. The best 2 stands were vintage bottlers and the American bourbon stand.
Yep, I think so. For me, the standouts. I think the 1901 stand would have been mega, but I didn't get enough time to get round to them properly. I heard they had some fantastic stuff under the counter.
So let's do some name checks then for people we saw. Just shout out to Claire Vokins,
John
from Chingford.
Yes, the Annandale boys, the fucking pair of legends.
Whiskey loving pianists.
Yes, again, still no Honest to Malt branding this time. I'm disappointed.
No, it's true.
Our new Korean friend, who I've now adopted, on the Saturday, we ended up going to Devonshire after with Annandale as well, and then we ended up rather fucking steaming in a Korean restaurant down in Chinatown.
Nice.
And what a lad. What a good lad. Hello, if you're listening.
On the Devonshire,
yes,
I've been there twice now, as I suspect you have. The second time I went, the Guinness wasn't very good. I'm okay with saying that. It wasn't very good.
Do you think the first time was like the hype?
No, I think that when you've drunk as much Guinness and pints of creamy draft stout as we have, if it's a good pint or not.
Creamy fucking points.
Creamy points. Creamy pointsy. Yeah. When I went to one of our favourites, Sam Smith's.
Yep.
The best pint is at the Angel, not the Princess. There are other Sam Smith pubs available. If you know of one that does great extra stout, then tell me or us. But anyway, the Angel, the pint there was way better than the Devonshire on that day or that period. The previous one was much better. So it's like anything. It just depends on how clean their lines are and everything else. And I don't know, like whatever magic it is they make it taste so good. But I was a little disappointed the second time. But the atmosphere was still excellent. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think for atmosphere, because everyone's going there for the Guinness, you can't really beat it.
Yeah, it was quite good. On the Saturday, because we went there in the evening, and obviously it's packed outside, packed inside. So taking your pints outside, they watch you like hawks to make sure you're not stealing Guinness glasses. Because it's so popular, the turnover must just be fucking
But the Guinness
horrendous.
glasses aren't special to that place. It's just a standard Guinness glass.
Standard Guinness glass, I know. And what I will say is you didn't see me going into the toilet to swill one out and take it home actually and put it in my bag. So fuck you. I got a nice new Guinness
I mean,
glass.
I've got one of their beer mats or whatever. That'll do for me. I could I could take a Guinness glass from anywhere. I'm not going to because I'm not like Mike. I'm not that.
No.
Not that
After
fancy.
you've had like 5 or 6 pints, I feel like I've paid for it, especially the price you're paying in there.
Yeah, it's very expensive per pint.
I've definitely paid for that Guinness glass a few times over.
Remind me, what was that very expensive whiskey that we both got to try at the show? You that was in the special room. There was a Thomas Hardy or Thomas
Thomasy Handy Rye.
Thomasy Handy Rye. Okay.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the sort of VIP token area.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I want to say, I can't even remember much. I think it's like 800 quid a bottle or something. It's not worth that, obviously, but it's a really, really nice rye.
Yeah, it was excellent.
I had some really good Duncan Taylor Highland Park in there as well. Yeah, some really decent drams. And then on the next day, because I had tokens left over from Friday,
Yeah.
I was in there and I was just like, oh, right, okay. And there was 2 chaps and they had 1 token between them and it was the last pause.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, they were arguing over like the Handy and the Stag Junior. I went, there you go, boys. Have a fucking another token. Just get one each and share it. And they were like, oh, thanks. I was like,
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So
Like to see it, 'cause I think-
sharing the love.
I think you got gifted a token, so what comes around goes around, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly that.
Nice
So-
to hear. There will probably be some shout outs, but is there anything else you want to share from the Saturday? Otherwise, we should move on and hear your thoughts on Welcome to Whisky at the Whisky Exchange.
So, yeah, welcome to Whiskey. No, I got no more thoughts on the other one.
So, like, just being objective, like, I think that the Whisky Live show is always a very well run show, but it would be nice if it was a little busier and there was a few extra stands. I think you have to be honest and say that.
I do want to see more Scotch companies there. Like,
Yeah, before there was
traditional-
Tamdhu and I mean Glen Murray were always there, but I feel like there was more, like Murray McDavid, for example, were there in the past, weren't they? I'm trying to remember ones that there was still a Tom and Tool stand.
Yeah, there was Tom and Tool,
Yeah, some of the stands felt slightly scaled back. So I think we'd only be saying what other people are also saying. So as is always the case, a very professionally run, safe show with lots of space, very relaxed. Some really good whiskies. There could have been a little more choice. What I will say is where they do push the boundaries a bit more than others is, like you said, the Chinese whiskey. There was also Baijiu. There's more spirits from. There was a lot of different spirit
Cognac
drinks.
stands.
Cognac stands. So there was a lot more choice. So if you're a bit more open minded, you would have had a very good time. If you're looking for just a lot of Scotch, then you might have been slightly disappointed.
Yeah,
is that a fair
I
assessment?
would say that's fair enough. Yeah, definitely.
I think so, because
Welcome to Whiskey, I'd say, is the complete opposite.
just rammed full of Scottish distilleries.
Yeah, just all your sort of traditional, the ones that you'd expect. So going straight in there, went up to see Claire at Torreveg. They had their new bottle in, decent, nice peated. I basically set the premise out. I said I was going to go there and only have 4 whiskies because I had to pick up the little one from nursery.
Right.
That went out the window quite quickly.
20 whiskies later.
Yeah. To be fair, I was in there for 2 hours. It was a rapid get in, get out, take some photos and sort of have a look around. But yeah, they had us Aberlour there, Redbreast,
Redbreast.
Tamdhu.
On the Redbreast, what did they have on the Redbreast stand?
Up to the 15, I think.
It's just
I
like
don't
the
think
Stout
anything
15,
older.
that type of stuff.
And then the Lustau.
Yeah.
Tamdhu, Glengoyne.
Then on the Tamdhu, did they only have like the 12 and 15 or did they have the 18 as well?
I think they only went up to the 15.
Did they have a
Let me
batch
just
batch
check.
strength?
Let me check.
I asked because I feel like times are getting tighter and some of these big brands, they hold back. They really...
Yeah,
they
I
really
think they
just-
only went to the 15.
They're trying
But
to
again, because it's welcome to whiskey, so
Right.
it's aimed at an introduction to whiskey
What
ultimately.
happens if you're rich and you want to get into whiskey? Then you want the Tamdhu 18, don't you?
Oh, there was plenty. They had,
I know people.
They had loads of Westland.
Yeah, but-
if you wanted to spend cash, you
I
could.
really rate Westland.
So do I. It's expensive though.
It is expensive, yeah. But it's very, very good. It's one of those ones that always does really well in blinds.
Yeah.
but that you don't choose to buy, and that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, Distell, so Leche, Tobermory, Bunnahabhain, Deanston, all there.
Oh, very good.
They had their own stands with the Whisky Exchange bottlings, and then some random international selections, which is where I found two of my strangest, best drams of the day. So one being The Gospel, which is an Australian rye, batshit crazy.
Right.
Really, really nice whiskey. Different, very different. So for a rye whiskey, it wasn't that spicy. Quite a lot of fruit on there, but dawned slightly into the world of like a grappa sweetness without that horrible fucking sour note that you get. Worth, if you see one on a bar, definitely pick one up. And then I would say dram of the show, because it was so different, was the Kim Chang-soo South Korean whiskey.
Oh, right. Amazing. I haven't tried South Korean whiskey.
Really good. Really, really good. It was called, the edition was the Gimpo.
What was the whiskey called again?
Kim Chang-soo.
You say, Juseyo Kim Chang-soo. You say that.
감사합니다, Kim Chang-soo.
No, you'd say 감사합니다 at the end, wouldn't you? You'd say, 안녕하세요, Juseyo Kim Chang-yo. And then once you poured, you'd say, 감사합니다.
감사합니다. My Korean, maybe not on point.
No, but it's one of the things we do have a crossover. We both spent some time in South Korea, didn't we?
Did. Yeah. Who else was there? Old Peltney, Anok, Speyburn, I believe, were there. I didn't see the 18 mind, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Well, because it's welcome to Whiskey, Mike.
Yeah, Loch Lomond, standard, Fire and Water, the 12, obviously the 18, as I've already mentioned, I tucked into. Glenallachie were there with the Mechel Tours as well. Le Suntory were there with Bowmore, Lefroy.
Okay, yeah.
And Maker's Mark. Never Say Die Bourbon. I haven't had that before. Really, really good story behind the company. Go and check it out. I can't be bothered to get into it, but it's class.
the podcast that people listen to for information.
Yeah,
and
go and
like,
fucking research yourself.
Yeah,
it's a really good story. It's better to just read it in full. I also really like the Domaine de Haute Glacé French whiskey. Sorry, that's really, really bad. I know.
Yeah, you've murdered that.
Done in whiskey.
Sacre
really,
bleu.
it was like Penderyn, tropical, but really fresh, almost like a palate cleanser. Like It was really refreshing to drink. Fucking beautiful stuff.
Limoncello is like a palate cleanser. Like, you're not selling it to me. I mean,
well, try it. You might change your mind. And Compass Box was there. Chatted to a lovely lad called George, and just tried the latest hedonism from him. And he was saying how he listened to the podcast with Rachel just before his interview for Compass Box. So in a way, we helped him get the job.
Listen to it. Oh, okay. He didn't. Sorry, I got confused there. He didn't listen to it with Rachel. He listened to the podcast we did with Rachel to help
just
to educate
before.
himself. Okay.
Yes.
Well, look at that. We help someone get a job.
Basically, yeah, making a difference in the world.
Yeah, look at the positivity.
But yeah, really good. Caught up. Vin, No Nonsense Whiskey was there. Jason Whiskey Wise. James Goggin was there. Not the Fitness Freak, the Irish chap who is ex-Mavericks Drinks. Absolute ledge. Nice show. Great venue at Glen in Glazier's Hall.
And you just had 4 drams and took it easy and then went home.
Might have had 8, but again, within 2 hours, and then went home and just ate bread. Because I'm just so paranoid. I wasn't even slightly pissed, but I'm like, could you imagine if you turned up to nursery and they'd be like, he's had a drink.
They go, he's had a drink again.
Yeah. Stinking of fucking whiskey.
I can smell it on his breath. Yeah.
Yeah. His eyes were blurred. He smelt of intoxicating liquor.
Today he slurred as he said, I'm a good dad, as he slurred.
Yeah. And then picked up the wrong kid.
Kid.
It was very complicated.
Wrong shoes. Wrong coat, wrong kid.
Yeah. Absolutely mega show.
Cool.
If that was my first ever whiskey show, I would have been so happy.
What did they do other than put the whiskey out to help people who are new to whiskey to get into whiskey?
What I would say is the staff there were super approachable on all the stands. I know they always are, but they were actually coming at you like a novice, if you know what I mean. They were able to explain it and be patient. Obviously on the trade day, everyone knows it, so it was a bit of a thing, but you could see and hear from the stories and just the way people were, it was a very happy, approachable mood. And again, good space in between stands. So much going on. To me, the perfect number of stands.
So do you think there was a lot of people that were getting into whiskey there, or was it just people going because...
Well, I went to the trade bit, so trade event, so I didn't really say, but it looked busy from what I saw on social media for the days afterwards. Is what I would say.
We completely forgot. We would be disrespectful of us, and this just shows about how much stuff was going on. But we should have mentioned at Whisky Live that we, of course, sat in a tasting with Charles McLean.
Charles McLean.
Which was right at the end of the day.
Yeah, we nearly got in a fight.
Yeah, and we had to wait a long time to go into the room because they were removing the Canadians. So,
in fact, that's what's been up my arse. Fucking drunk people.
Yeah.
Jesus, when we went in there was one bloke who was asleep from the last tasting.
Yep, he was fully asleep. Fully asleep.
And he woke up a couple of minutes into the Charles McLean tasting to find 5 more drams in front of him.
Just started drinking them.
Just went, drank one, went back to sleep, started arguing with himself.
Which is the bad side of whiskey shows, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, some people just drink too much. And it's just,
But security at this venue.
It wouldn't be okay at a pub. It shouldn't be okay at a pub. I mean, look, we've all fallen asleep at a pub sometimes, but there's a difference between maybe falling asleep in a corner of a pub and then someone gently nudging you saying it's probably time to go home, than to falling asleep in a whiskey tasting, which is being hosted by somebody
who's a fucking industry legend.
Staying into the next one, which is hosted by an industry legend and then sleeping through it. And then eventually leaving. And there was also some people kicking off saying that they couldn't hear him.
Charles McLean had a really, really bad throat. Like, awful.
I think he had like tonsillitis or something, like laryngitis or something.
Laryngitis.
He probably should have been tucked up in bed. So what a hero for doing it in the first place.
And basically, like, a man and a woman mainly. And she was like, the woman was just, oh my God, I've never experienced someone so rude in all my life. She's like, I can't hear you. Speak up. And I'm like, fucking hell. Diego was ready to kill him. He just like started
Mike was just calming things down. And
well, I did calm things down initially. I was like, just chill. And then she says something like, well, you shut the fuck up.
It was a bit disrespectful, wasn't it? I guess.
Unbelievable.
I think, obviously they paid their money to go in, but like what was happening was they were questioning, they were saying they weren't hearing things, but anything which was important, Charlie was repeating. Yeah. Right.
And they also, I saw the real life Little Britain sketch where the Japanese lads asked a question in the clearest English, really loud.
That's it.
And the bloke went,
everyone heard
I can't understand a word you're saying.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's when I went, you fucking racist prick.
Yeah.
It's like, because it was so fucking
it was
dodgy.
really clear. That's true. 100%. Yeah.
And I'm like, get fucked.
So that was the ending to the Friday, wasn't it? Right. And then,
Saturday, no arseholes, I'd like to say.
Yeah, Friday was a little strange. It was a little strange overall, but we saw lots of lovely people there, had lots of very fun conversations. Yeah. And so
I did feed it back into James, who's running the show.
Right.
Just said it was fucking really awkward up there. And he's like, right, noted. Taking it on board. So
okay,
should change for next time.
Probably should shout out James Holder. Excellent.
Good effort. I mean,
a lot of work to put a whiskey show, isn't it?
An awful lot of work.
So 2 whiskey shows down this year, more to come, such as the way. I'm sure there'll be some good tastings coming up as well. Got a tasting coming up with Brave New Spirits and one with Spey, is it? I think as well. Yeah. So
Brave New Spirits when he messaged today, didn't he? That's going to be class.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I mean, everything I've tried from there has been incredible. So should be really good. Anything else to add today?
2 whiskey festivals is enough. I'm sure I'll think of it as soon as we finish. But yeah, no, all good.
Cool.
If you like the podcast, I'm going to steal Duncan's bit. Give us a 5-star review. You can buy us a coffee on the link in the podcast description somewhere, which Duncan puts in at some point.
Just Honest to Malt buy us a coffee /Honest to Malt. Buy us a dram, basically.
What he said.
Oh, on that, thanks to John from Chingford who bought us 3 drams. Much appreciated,
John, thank you very much
for
writing off yet more fucking taxable, deductible incomes for the next season. It's very much appreciated. Thank you, sir. You can follow us at www.honesttomalt.com and on all the social medias at Honest to a Malt. Duncan's on at Whiskey Tip. I'm on at Whiskey Wings. Thank you for listening, and we will catch you on the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.